Okay, students. Good morning, students. We will start our current affairs, today's current affairs now. So the first news is related to reservation, women's reservation. Okay, Bill 2023. Why it has come in news? Okay, why it has come in news? We have to study that first. Our Prime Minister requested all the parties to support this bill in the Parliament. Why? Special majority is needed to amend the constitution. So this reservation to the women in Lok Sabha and state assemblies is given by amending the constitution. The amendment bill is Constitution 128th Amendment Bill 2023. When the bill came to Parliament last time, certain political parties did not support this bill. That is why it failed. So, Prime Minister is requesting all the political parties to support this and to bring this reservation as early as possible in India in Lok Sabha elections and assembly elections. That is why it is in news. Direct question. What is a Constitution 128th Amendment Bill? When it is passed, Amendment Act number will be different. It is not necessary that 128th Amendment Bill should become 128th Amendment Act. Okay, that is important. Next point. In the bill form itself in UPSC prelims, they have asked a question, which of the following statements are correct about this bill? So we must remember that. Then, this bill was introduced in 2023 on September 19th September 2023. This bill was introduced in Lok Sabha by our Indian Prime Minister. What is the provision, core provision of this bill? Nearly as maybe 1/3 of the seats, 33% of the seats in parliament, that is Lok Sabha, not Rajya Sabha, and state assemblies. Also, the Legislative Assembly of National Capital Territory, Delhi, should be reserved for women. Okay, should be reserved for women. So this is also important. What about others? Other union territories? Okay, that is not clearly mentioned here. Only Delhi Legislative Assembly is mentioned. Other union territories with state assemblies, that is legislative assemblies, they have not mentioned here in the bill. Next, horizontal reservation. What is horizontal reservation? Already we have given reservation in Lok Sabha to the women. So Lok Sabha seats a total 543. 33% of this 543. 33% of this 543 will be reserved for women. In that, we have reserved seats to SC/ST also. So in total 543, we have reservation to SC STs. If the seats are reserved to SC ST, then what we have to do? These seats are general seats. In general seats, 33% reservation. Then SC ST seats. In that also 33%. This is SC seats. ST seats, again 33% reservation to the STs. That is called horizontal reservation. I hope you are getting my point. In India, we reserve the seats to SC STs in parliament. While giving 33% reservation, you have to allocate 33% of general category general seats to women. 33% of the seats are reserved for SCs. 33% of the seats reserved for STs should also be provided. So SC, ST reservation. That's all. Next, timeline and a delimitation. Reservation will come into force after publication of the census conducted after the bill's commencement. That means if this bill is passed, it will come into force. That is commencement of the Act of Parliament, Women's Reservation Act. So if suppose we pass this bill in the coming winter session, then it will be in force. Good. After that, in 2031, the new census will be conducted, general decadal census will be conducted. After census, we will come to know about a number of women in each constituency, and we will give reservation. Okay, we will give reservation to the women in the particular constituency. After that, for example, after delimitation, or I can say like this, census is conducted. Based on the census, we come to know about the population of the women in each and every state, union territories. Based on that, we reserve the seats. 33% of the seats will be reserved for women. So based on the population, we reserve the seats to the women. Good. But when we will do this? After every census, we appoint delimitation commission. We appoint delimitation commission. So that delimitation commission altering the boundaries of the constituency to make uniform the constituencies in terms of population. Okay. So that is done generally every year, every time. So here also the bill will be passed, it will come into force, but after census, the constituencies will be delimited. Certain constituencies in Tamil Nadu, if suppose we delimit the constituencies, boundaries, altering the boundaries to make uniform the constituencies. Example, South Chennai constituency, South, Central, North, three MP constituencies in Chennai. In that, South Chennai constituency is growing very fast. It is growing very fast population in South Chennai because of migration. People are settling in South Chennai only majorly. North Chennai cannot grow. Ocean limit is there, and also that is the original settlement area, so no growth. But in South, growth is more. Okay. In that case, in the census, if we find the population of Chennai, South is more, South constituency is more, then we have to give that population to other nearby constituencies. Or we can divide the South Chennai constituency into two or three constituencies based on the population. Based on the population, we can divide that one constituency into two or more. We did this regularly. For example, after independence, before independence, the first census was conducted in 1872, non-organized census, non-synchronous census, non-organized, unorganized, we can say, unorganized, non-synchronous, okay, non-synchronous census was conducted. Very first point. Lord Mayo was the Governor General. One more additional information, history. He was the only Governor General and first Governor General to be killed. If it is only Governor General, need not to tell that the first Governor General. So he was the only Governor General who was killed while in office, assassinated while in office. He went to see the construction of cellular jail in Andaman and Nicobar. In Andaman and Nicobar, we have cellular jail. Our Indian freedom fighters were imprisoned in Andaman Nicobar jail. But during his tenure, it was constructed. It was constructed by our Indian freedom fighters who were prisoners, who were arrested and sent to Andaman and Nicobar. So Lord Mayo went there and supervised, visited the site. At that time, one Indian freedom fighter killed him, assassinated him. That is the story you must remember. Anyway, next, after that, from 1881 onwards, we are conducting organized, synchronized census. Every 10 years once, we are conducting the census. So, decadal census, 10 years gap, decade, 10 years, decadal census, we are conducting. After independence, we have conducted in 1951, 61, 71 the census. In 1921 only, we are not able to conduct the census due to COVID. So after 1951 census, in 1952, the Parliament passed a Delimitation Commission Bill and it became Act. Based on that Delimitation Commission Act, a Delimitation Commission was appointed in India and constituencies were delimited. Assembly constituencies. Okay. Then MP constituencies in Parliament. Lok Sabha MP constituencies, not a Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha does not have constituency. So anyway, So in 1952, first delimitation exercise was conducted. After that, 1961 census, the act was passed in 1962. The commission was appointed in 1963 only. We know various troubles, India-China war. That may be one of the reasons. So in 1963, delimitation exercise was done. Next, in 2001, 1971, census was conducted. In 72, delimitation exercise was done after passing Delimitation Commission Act 1972. Next, 2001 population census, 2002 Delimitation Commission Act. So the Delimitation Commission was established and the process of delimitation was done. Good. So far, four delimitation commissions: 1952, 1963, 1972, 2002 were appointed and constituencies were delimited. According to the population, we can increase or decrease the number of seats. For example, Tamil Nadu is divided into 10 MP constituencies. Like that, you assume 39 MPs are there in Tamil Nadu. Now, MP constituencies are there in Tamil Nadu. You assume Tamil Nadu has 10 MPs, 1 lakh population in one census. Okay. In the next census, if a population doubles, then MP constituencies will also double. So 10 MPs will become 20 MPs. 10 MPs will become 20 MPs. 1 lakh population became 2 lakh. That is why the MP constituencies also doubled. Good. If suppose in other state, the population declined, what will happen? Number of MP constituencies will decline. So automatically what they will do? They will stop following family planning process. Why? The population is controlled by population control measures, various measures, including family planning process. If they stop following the family planning, then population will increase. In order to avoid that, after 1971 census, the 42nd Amendment Act was passed in 1976. 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act was passed in 1976 and they freezed the number of seats in Lok Sabha. Also the state assemblies, that is Tamil Nadu like states, all the states, state assemblies, union territories, that means you cannot increase number of MP seats based on the population in any state. Why? Because the best performing states in terms of population control measures will lack enthusiasm because one state is not doing population control. They are getting more MP seats in parliament, but other state which is controlling the population properly will not get representation because their seats will be less according to their population. So what they will do? they will start producing more population thereafter. In order to avoid that, in 42nd Amendment Act 1976, the number of constituencies, okay, were frozen. You cannot change MLA MP constituencies in states and Lok Sabha respectively till 2001 census. So in 1976 they passed. So they gave 25 years a time period to control the population. After controlling the population, if we delimit the constituencies, change the numbers, then that will help the country to achieve economic growth, development. What is why we have problems in India? Corruption, urbanization and its problems, unemployment problems. Why? Population only. So population will be controlled. So based on that population, 2001 census population, we can delimit the constituencies. This was the idea. But really what happened, we should know. Really, certain states in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, sorry, in South India, Kerala first, second Tamil Nadu, performed best in population control measures. At the same time, in North India, Punjab controlled the population. But UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, in these states, population was not controlled, particularly Bihar, UP. So population was increasing. So in 2001 census, we came to know about it and we decided to extend that freeze period, freezing of number of constituencies, that period up to 2026, another 25 years, 2001 to 26. We have given another 25 years to the states to control the population. But now you can find that in India, certain states only have controlled the population. Others are not controlling the population. So even if you delimit the constituencies based on the population, now Tamil Nadu, Kerala will be affected. UP, Bihar will get more seats. That is the trouble. That is why the states oppose the delimitation process based on the census. At the same time, if a South Chennai constituency is growing more, if the population is more, then what will happen? That MP of South Chennai will represent those many population. But nearby Central Chennai, North Chennai MP will represent less people. Campaigning during election will be easy in the constituency with the small population. If a more population is there, then there will be a difficult. In order to avoid this, okay, in order to avoid these things, what they decided in the 42nd Amendment Act, that we have to freeze the number of seats in Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. So I cannot increase beyond 39 MP seats. The number of MP seats in Tamil Nadu, 39. One seat to Puducherry. So 40 seats. Here you cannot increase or decrease number of seats according to the population. At the same time, you can alter the boundaries. South Chennai is a big enough. Earlier, we used to create a new MP constituency, MLA constituency by bifurcating the most populated constituencies. But now you can take a certain population from this and add it to neighboring constituency. So certain villages, taluks may be added to neighboring constituencies. In that way, you can reduce the population. Also, you will not increase number of seats in parliament. So altering boundary is permissible in the delimitation process. At the same time, number of constituencies should be same. Numbers cannot be increased or decreased. Decreased to the disadvantage of the states. It will create many issues. That's all. So for the past 50 years, India is trying to control the population, but still certain states are not doing well in that. So we encounter the problem. We encounter the problem. That's all. So UPSC question, 4 times the delimitation commissions have been appointed. In 1971, 76, 42nd Amendment Act, the seats were frozen, but you can alter the boundaries to make all the constituencies, MLA, MP constituencies, okay, to have equal representation. That is equal population. That's all. So now we will come to this timeline. So in this, clearly given that even if the bill is passed in the winter session, it will come into force, but after the census only. Now we have started the process, census process. After census results, we have to delimit the constituencies and reserve the constituencies for women. This reservation will be provided only for 15 years. Earlier, we provided this kind of things to Anglo-Indian communities. President shall appoint, nominate 2 Anglo-Indian community members. So those Anglo-Indian community members will take care of Anglo-Indian society in India. That was the logic. Every 10 years once we renewed it and we were nominating Anglo-Indian community people in our parliament. But at the same time, what happened? Uh, in the after what happened after 42nd and 40 sorry 42nd and 84th constitutional amendment acts. Okay, we or we can say like this: after COVID, what happened? That Anglo-Indian community reservation has been stopped because their population has changed. Now there is no requirement to give reservation to Anglo-Indian communities. So from the census, we came to know over the period of time about their population. So initially for 15 years, we are going to give reservation to the women in parliament. Later on, we will extend that if necessary. Parliament shall extend that if necessary. That's all. Next, rotation of seats. Now also, SC/ST constituencies. This time, if one constituency is SC constituency, that is reserved for SC or ST, next time another constituency will be reserved. In 2008, since 2008, we proposed reservation after every general elections. Even in Panchayat election also. We are not waiting for the census report. So after every election, general election, we rotate the seats. Why? SC/STs in the particular constituency will get a benefit if it is reserved for SC and STs. Other districts, SC/STs will not get empowerment benefits. So on the rotation basis only. Okay. On the rotation basis only, you have to give reservation. So in each and every constituency, the particular group of people, for example, women reservation, if it is given to a constituency, then women will be empowered in that constituency. Then next, in rotation, another constituency, women will get opportunity to be elected to the Lok Sabha and Assembly. So rotation will be done. But in this case, in the women's reservation case, after a delimitation exercise only, that is a 10 years only, we will rotate the seats reserved for women. But in general elections, we follow, normally in India, we follow the rotation for SC/STs reservation after 2008 in this way only. After general election, we change that. Then what is the current status in Lok Sabha and state assemblies? The women's representation. 15 percentage representation in Lok Sabha, 9 percentage representation in state assemblies. Okay. So in that case, women are underrepresented. Okay. Women are underrepresented in parliament and state assemblies. At least 33% should be reserved for women. So we have done this. Next, analytical part. Purpose of reservation. It is essential for influencing policy making. If a women are there in the parliament, then they will influence the policy making for getting benefit to women. In panchayat and municipalities, initially 33% reservation was given, but now in certain states, 50% reservation is given to women in panchayats and municipalities. So the same can be done in the union level. Women's concerns are addressed at panchayat level, municipality level. Similarly, if they are elected as MPs, MLAs under 33% reservation, then they will take care of concerns of women. At the same time, the criticism. In evaluation, you have to speak about positive and negatives. Separate constituencies might narrow women's outlook. perpetuate unequal status. So we have to avoid this. It means those constituencies which are reserved for women only will benefit. Others will not get a benefit. That is the logic behind it. Next, side steps. It sidesteps a larger electoral reforms like internal party democracy, criminalization of politics. That problem will also be there. How? Now, in a political party, they want to give seats to the women group. Also, in the party itself, they are giving various positions, postings to the women. If a 33 percentage provision is a given, constitutional provision is given, then they will follow that one only, not within the party like that. That is the problem. Next, experts suggest alternatives like quotas within political parties. So each and every political party should give certain number of seats to the woman. Also within the party should give the position, general secretary, like positions should be given, reserved to the woman. If it is done, then when the party nominates the candidate to the yeah, Lok Sabha elections and also state assembly election, by default, these women will get the seats. Will get the seats. So this will be providing more democratic choice without restricting voter options. Otherwise, voter will have only option but to elect, only option to elect the women in their constituency if it is reserved for women. So that can be avoided. That's all. Next, dual member constituencies. One candidate must be woman. But this concept will not work in India. In foreign countries, in Western democracies, they have this. For one constituency, there will be two members. That is a two MLAs, two MPs for one constituency. That is a dual member constituency. Their purpose is different. We will discuss. But in India, women will also be a member. One MLA, one general man. So women will get empowerment, will address the issues of a woman in that particular constituency. Then initially we have to give like this. Later on, it will increase the number of MPs drastically. Then rotation, concerns related to rotation also. After every delimitation, we rotate the constituencies. So in that case, each and every constituency will get benefit. That is important. Also, we have to make ineligible for re-election in the same seats for the candidates. Why? All the women should get empowerment, not only one woman. That is to be noted here. Like that, we have many suggestions, analytical viewpoints. We have to discuss that also. Okay. That's all. Next, foreign assets, small taxpayers. Disclosure scheme. Disclosure scheme rules have been framed in 2026. Here we have Department of Direct Tax, Central Board of Direct Taxes. They will notify from time to time under Chapter 4 of Finance Act 2026, now only amended. Finance Bill was passed, a Finance Act came into force. So CBDT notified the scheme, Foreign Assets of Small Taxpayers Disclosure Scheme, one-time voluntary disclosure scheme. If you have any foreign asset, if you have not yet declared that to the government, if you have that foreign asset, foreign income, without informing to the government, without paying tax for that, you will be given a chance. So to declare your undisclosed assets and income, foreign assets and foreign income. This scheme is available only to the small taxpayers. So before 31st December, you have to declare your asset and you have to pay the tax and fees, specified tax or fee for this. If it is done, then black money circulation will be curtailed. Money in circulation, that is foreign currency even in circulation, will be calculated properly. So we can take necessary steps if there is any issue. For that only, we have passed this bill, this these rules. So we have to follow these rules for the prelims also. That's all. So with that, I wind up the session now. We will meet tomorrow. Thank you.